Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today we're talking about how precious metals are your safest bet for investment. Now, that's how precious metal are your safest bet for investment at the moment and perhaps for the foreseeable future. Now, why is that? We're seeing that, precious metal, and when we say precious metal, we mean like maybe gold, silver, platinum. There are probably a couple of others, but these are the most, let's say, the most common and the most easy to invest in: gold, silver, and platinum. Now, why do I say that precious metal are your best bet and your safest bet for investment at the moment? You see, the thing is, if you are investing in fiat currency, maybe you have your money in a bank, you have your money in a savings account or a certificate of deposit, what they call a fixed deposit in some countries. You have to remember that fiat currency is issued by government. And there's really nothing backing it up other than the word of that government. And by its very nature, fiat currency was created to lose value over time. So that's why every year, different central banks at different dates in the year, they hold policy meetings, so they hold monetary policy meetings, and then they set a benchmark interest rate. Now, that interest rate that is set, that benchmark, it governs everything within that country. It governs the inflation rate. It affects the treasury bills. It also affects like the minimum discount rate. It affects the price of lending. It affects how much, even the money that you're putting in the bank, how much interest the banks are going to give you. It's affected by that monetary policy council meeting at which they fix the interest rate. What they call in America the Feds. Different countries, they have their own what slogan that they call their central bank, but they fix that rate every year. And so the reason why they fix that rate every year is because fiat currency is not static. So it's by its very nature, it's going to lose value every year. And so when you understand that, you begin to understand that there is a better way to keep value, to preserve your money, to preserve your wealth. There's a better way, and that's with precious metal. Now, the reason why is because precious metal does not lose value. I'm going to explain what I mean. Now, an ounce of gold will not shrink and stop being an ounce of gold over 100 years, over 1,000 years, over 10,000 years. It's going to remain an ounce of gold. It won't erode and then become like maybe 99.9%. No, it will retain its value. Same with silver, same with platinum. However, $100 in 1960 would have lost its value now, due to inflation. Inflation affects the value. So it was designed to lose value. Now, with precious metal, what happens when you want them, you buy them with fiat currency. So what happens is that let's pick a year that in 1960, an ounce of gold would have cost a certain amount of money. Now, this in the year 2022, an ounce of gold will not cost that same amount of money because the cost of an ounce of gold in fiat currency has been recalculated to reflect the changing values of fiat currency, but the stable value of gold. So you understand that now. So gold is a very good way to preserve. In fact, precious metals are the best way to preserve your wealth. If you have all your money in banks and you don't have anything in precious metals, let me tell you something. You have no savings. Why? Because anything can happen. Look at Russia. Now, the government in Russia, because of this war in Ukraine and because of the pressures from Western countries, they've devalued the ruble by about 30%. You have no choice in the matter. There's nothing you can do. Your money, you've lost 30% of your money. But no government on earth can devalue gold, can devalue silver, can devalue platinum. If if inflation happens, what's just going to happen is that the price of these precious metals will just go up. I'm going to give a very good example. Now let's look at cryptocurrency. For instance, cryptocurrency, I encourage people to invest in cryptocurrency. And anything I'm saying in this video is actually not financial advice, it's just my opinion. So let's establish that. But I also encourage people to invest in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is one of the fastest ways of making money, but it is volatile. And we're going to see the volatility in this report. Now, today is March 7th, right? Now, let's look at how much cryptocurrency, let's pick a particular cryptocurrency, let's pick a Bitcoin. How much was Bitcoin on February 7th? February 7th, Bitcoin was $38,238. 38,200. No, sorry, I take that back. On February 7th, Bitcoin was $44,131. $44,131. Now, today, as I speak to you now, on March 7th, 2022, Bitcoin is now $38,238. So we see that in the period of 1 month, what's happened? Bitcoin has lost $5,893, or about 12% of its value. Now, it could still go up tomorrow, it could go down tomorrow, because cryptocurrency is very volatile. But now let's look at the price of gold, platinum, and silver. Let's start with gold. Now, on February 7, 2022, gold was $1,821. Today, as I speak to you, March 7, 2022, gold is $2,001. So we've seen that there's been growth, there's been upward growth of $180, or 10%. Now let's look at silver. February 7th, 2022, how much was silver? Silver was $22 per ounce. Now, today as I speak to you, silver is now $26 per ounce. So we've seen growth of about $4, and that's about 17%. So now, let's look at platinum. February 7th, 2022, an ounce of platinum was $1,020. Today, as I speak to you, March 7, 2022, an ounce of platinum is $1,162. So we've seen upward growth of $142, representing something like maybe 13.9%. So we see, look at that. You see how stable precious metals are. Their price, and right now as I'm speaking to you, I'm going to show you the price chart for the last 1 month for gold. You're just going to see the upward trajectory, and then it's slow, it's steady. So it's not volatile, it doesn't go up and down very quickly. It's slow, it's steady. Now you're going to see the graph for silver, also slow and steady. Now you're going to see the graph for platinum, also slow and steady. But then you see the graph for Bitcoin. You see how volatile it is. And it's the same thing when you take about like almost any other stuff. Like maybe if you look at oil. Today now oil has risen above $130. Yesterday it was about $122. And then at February 7th, 2022, oil was nowhere near this rate. So you can see the volatility of oil. So if you look at gold, silver, platinum, and other precious metals, one thing you can learn is that God designed them as a store of wealth that is stable. And that's why I encourage you to invest in them. Now, how can you invest in precious metal? How can you invest in precious metal? Now, you can invest in precious metals. There are a variety of ways you can do that. You can buy shares in a mining firm that mines precious metals. Or you can buy shares in an ETF. An ETF is an exchange traded fund, or in a mutual fund that is focused on precious metals. Now, I've done a previous video, I'm going to put it in the description box, on how to invest in the gold ETF. I've not done one on silver and one on platinum, but basically it's the same thing. You can invest because these stocks, these precious metals, you can actually buy them on the stock market. So there are a variety of ways you can do it. You can contact your stockbroker, or you can actually buy directly with a variety of apps that I've told you guys about, Chaka, Trove, Bamboo. Or what you can do is that you can actually go to a physical market, and then in your locality, they have them in almost every major town all around the world, and you can buy gold and silver and keep, or you can put it in a vault. So if you're buying gold through a gold ETF, obviously what you're going to do is you're going to have a certificate. That certificate just tells you the amount of gold that you have, but somewhere the people managing the ETF are keeping it for you. If you buy physical gold, then you also have to keep it somewhere. You don't just want to keep it at home because you can be vulnerable to robbery. So probably the best way to do it is through an ETF or through buying shares in a mining corporation, all of which you can do with your stockbroker. But the point I want to make here is this. If you were in Russia and then the value of your currency, the ruble, has just been devalued by about 30%. If you had all your money in gold, in silver, or in platinum, that devaluation would not have affected you. In fact, it would have helped you. You would have gained from it. And it's not just in Russia, it's like that in any part of the world, because precious metals, they have a universal value. So that's why I encourage people, invest in precious metals. One of the things is that you're not going to become a millionaire overnight. But here's the thing, you are preserving your wealth. And then in fiat currency, the value of your wealth is actually increasing. Not it's not going to increase just like a super fast like cryptocurrency and NFTs. It's slow and gradual. But then when you need that money, you can get that money. Now, my name is Ryan Obakri. If you've watched this video and maybe I've spoken too fast, or maybe I have an accent and you don't understand my accent, or maybe for just some reason you have a question, put your questions in the comment section. Now, my staff are very good at curating comments. They bring those comments to me, and I will help you by responding to as many comments as possible. But I have to tell you this. Remember, I do not have a Gmail email address. I do not have a Telegram channel. I do not have a WhatsApp forum. Scammers have seen that my videos tend to go viral, and so what they do is that they create fake YouTube profiles. They use my photos. They even create fake Facebook profiles. They use my photos, and they approach people in the comment section and they tell them helpline, guideline, one-on-one mentoring. I will help you, and they've duped a number of people. Please don't allow yourself to be duped. This is Random Monkey once again saying God bless.